It all makes sense. Now I know why the liberal media is scared of RFK Jr. I figured it out. I'm going to share that with you. It's going to blow your damn mind.
One other person who was on stage recently and was talking about coming into the administration is RFK Jr. He said that Trump has promised him control of the public health agencies, HHS, which would be also, CDC, FDA, USDA, all of these agencies. Is that true? Has Trump promised him basically the HHS job?
So I spent 2.5 hours this week with Bobby Kennedy Jr. And it was the most extraordinary thing because let's face it, we've all heard on the news all sorts of sort of snarky comments about him. And I said, so tell me, how's it going to go? And he said, why don't you just listen to me explain things? And what he explained was when he was born, we had thousands. And autism was 1 in 10,000. Now a baby's born with 76 cases because in 1986, they waived product liability for vaccines. And
years ago, when a baby was born, only had to get 3 cookies. Now those same babies get 76 cookies. And you know what I'm talking about. We got to use some eloquent language here. There'll be a full unedited version of this over on one of my other platforms. But on here, we're going to talk about cookies. Bobby Kennedy Jr. scares the hell out of the liberal news media because their number one advertiser makes cookies.
Because in 1986, they waived product liability for vaccines. And here's the best one. They started paying the people at the NIH, right? They pay them a piece of the money for the vaccine companies. Wait a minute, let me finish. And so all of these vaccines came out without product liability. So what happened now?
Number one advertiser on every mainstream news channel makes cookies. Big Pharma. That's exactly what it is. CNN, Fox, MSDNC, even the Democrat Party gets so much funding from the cookie makers. And we know what happened over the last couple of years and how much of your tax money was given to the cookie makers. And now RFK Jr. wants to make America healthy again. When he was born, you got 3 cookies. Now babies get 76 cookies. Think about that. Watch the absolute implosion of Caitlin Collins. Megyn Kelly can't stand Caitlin Collins.
I'm sorry, but she's only a star with leftists. And the fact that she has some roots in Alabama does not make her a fair and balanced reporter. Her biggest sin is not that she is biased, though she is. It's that she's boring. She's extremely boring with no personality. Smile. Try smiling every once in a while. Try not to be, like, in your delivery, such a cold-hearted.
Caitlin Collins cannot smile. She's got this smug little Joker smile, or whatever that is, and she's so condescending. And Howard Lutnick is not letting her do anything on her own damn show. CNN is about to lose a lot of money. They're about to get defunded, and so are other mainstream news sources when you cut off the cookie supply.
Okay,
amazing.
Neither of us are doctors. Vaccines are safe. RFK, I mean,
Why do you think vaccines are safe? There's no product liability anymore. They're not proven.
Kids get them and they're fine.
Why do you think they're fine?
But because they're proven scientifically to be so.
How about this? There was 1 in 10,000 people with autism. We all know so many more people with autism than had it when we were young. Oh, come on.
Okay,
I mean, his point is really interesting.
But
so what he
don't
said,
cause autism, which is what RFK pushes, which is why people are concerned that he could get a job like HHS. And I don't even think he could get...
He's not getting a job for HHS. What he's trying to do, here's what he wants to do. He said, I want data. I just want data because they block the data.
But the data's out there.
Wait, it's not.
They don't block it. You can look at it. It's online.
He wants the data so he can say, these things are unsafe.
The data that's released for you is the data they allow you to see. You're not allowed to see everything. Come on. Anybody that thinks that should work for CNN.
This is not where I thought this was going because...
Well, I spent 2.5 hours
RFK Jr. is a vaccine skeptic. He pushes lies about things. And I don't even think if Republicans...
Why do you think he pushes lies? Why you said... You said, I'm not a scientist and you aren't. So
but
she says he pushes lies because their entire channel is funded by the big cookie makers. That's why every news media outlet pushes this. Ben Shapiro pushed it because he was paid to push it. Think about that the next time you go watch Ben Shapiro on the Daily Wire. Why are they so worried about this? If you want someone to just keep America healthy again, make America healthy again, why would anyone get in the way of that? Oh, wait, the same people that get in the way of, voting and IDs.
I'll just read what Trump said tonight. He says, I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on food. I'm going to let him go wild on medicines. Somebody explain to me why that makes any sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make any sense. Honestly, at the end of the day, that is terrifying. That thought is terrifying. There's the guy that was banned from Meta for disinformation about medicines. There's the guy that was pulled.
How many of you have been banned from Facebook? Right. How many of you? We already know that Facebook was paid, allegedly, by the White House. Come on. How many of you have been in Facebook jail? All of you.
Offline because of his massive disinformation about the. This is a guy who.
And by the way, vaccines. Long before.
And
his claims are completely
as
debunked.
someone was a child in school, I'm sure a lot of Americans have children in school. The idea of having dates for all diseases pulled from schools, we're going to have a resurgence of smallpox, of measles, of polio.
Nobody's saying getting rid of all the cookies. Nobody's saying that. Just saying let's look at the data, at what the cookies are causing.
If you happen to be press secretary by
Don't
November
start with
7th, this is going to be a tough job.
All right. But Scott, your take.
I'm a superstitious person when it comes to campaigns, and I don't like it when people put the cart before the horse this way.
That's true. That's a good point.
Out talking about I'm getting this job and I'm getting that job. I wouldn't advise any political person, any campaign to ever make that mistake. And I actually do have a high level of confidence in the people running the Trump transition. So I'm interested to see how this plays out.
If you guys know about this, but we have an election coming up on. I feel pretty relaxed about it. I've really been enjoying the week. It's in times like these, it's important to remember is legal in our state. You can't vote early, vote on time. If you want to vote for Trump, vote late, vote very late, Thursday or maybe Friday. This will be my third time voting against Donald Trump.
What he just said put a guy in prison last election, well, the previous election, with Hillary and Donald Trump. Some guy made a meme, a joke about when Hillary supporters should go vote. The guy's now in prison. I'm calling for Jimmy Kimmel to be arrested. I want Jimmy Kimmel arrested. Misinformation. ABC, fire this guy immediately. Department of Justice, he needs to go to prison. He just put out information that could alter and, more importantly, provide misinformation to voters on when they should vote. Fire this guy immediately. There's a damn double standard. CNN and the rest of the liberal news media is scared. They're scared as hell of Trump's transition team if he wins. You got Tulsi Gabbard. Where could she go? RFK Jr. What role could he have? Vivek Ramaswamy. What role could he fill? Tucker Carlson. Think about that. Elon Musk cutting spending in the government. J.D. Vance is a vice president. Think about it. What could they do to make America healthy, great, and economically competitive again? You want your wallet to get fatter? Think about who you're voting for. Before you go vote, go buy some groceries. Fill up your car with gas. See how that makes you feel when you get to the polls. Take care.